Hello, guys, and welcome back. It's good to have y'all today. It's FTF here, like always, and I hope you guys had a good week, good day, good month, good year, etc., 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 etc. I hope you're accomplishing all your goals. You're on the path to accomplishing your goals, and everything's going swell in your life. And if it isn't, I hope it's going better. But today's video is basically about, age-old saying, practice makes perfect. It's simple in its words. Practice makes perfect. Repetitive action, constant repetitive action will make you better at something, regardless of what it is, and regardless of your skill starting it or your skill level starting at that certain task, certain thing, whether it be an instrument, a sport, cooking, just anything in general. If you do it again and again and again and again, you are bound to become better at it, no matter what it is, no matter how bad you are at first. Like for me, for instance, I'm bad at drawing. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. And I'm sure that if I put in the time, I could turn my stick figures into something actually decent to look at. I never really had the time to. Never really made the time to. I'll just let me say that, but I've always definitely wanted to. I've always wanted to, but I felt like that instead of pursuing that goal to want to be a drawer, I just turned into some other art, which turned into this. Like in the beginning, I was really, really, really bad at making poems. They were really corny. They were terribly corny. But what I did was I forced myself to keep on writing. Like I'd write every day, no matter what it is. Just write down my thoughts, maybe write down a poem, and it turned like from straight up corny to something beautiful, to something actually I could show others. And when I did show others, they loved it. They were in awe of it. And I think that's it. Even something small like that. So in turn, I implore you to keep practicing something, no matter what, no matter how bad you are at something. It doesn't matter the start. It doesn't matter how you start. It literally doesn't matter. The most important thing is picking it up and seeing just how it is. Try and fool around with it real quick. Watch videos on it how to be better, and then just practice. Keep on practicing. Find some time during the day. There are 24 hours in the day. I am sure that you have some some section of time to put into something, anything. That it doesn't even matter. And if you don't have time, make time. If you really want to be good at something, if you really want to excel at something, you have to make time for it. That's the reality of life. You can't just go ahead and look for time. That's or like try to squeeze in, like, maybe no, you have to make time. You have to be like, at this hour, at this minute, at this second, I will go ahead and put my effort into doing this one thing, and I will go ahead and go through with it. That's also the most important thing. It's one thing to practice. You got to do it repetitively. You got to do it repetitively, and you have to do it wholeheartedly. You can't just put your half your effort into it. Even if you're bad at it, if you put in full effort, you will learn more than you started like a few minutes ago. You know, like, not all famous or world athletes were good at the sport that they were in the beginning. Sometimes you'll have stories where they were completely terrible, but once they put their head down, put that hours and hours and hours of work in, they turned it into something actually tangible and surpassed basically 90% of the population to get into the league. And I just think that's amazing. And you don't necessarily have to follow like world famous athletes and what they do, because not everyone will get that chance. Of course, that's how life is. But just find something, even if it's small, even if it's taking photographs of something, even if it's cooking, making just making this little dish, this tiny dish. As long as you put effort into something that you want to do, you'll achieve it, no problem. You'll get better at it, no problem. You just have to believe in yourself. You just have to keep on going. And I know, of course, you're hesitant. You'll definitely mess up a few times. Feel like you're back to square one. But hey, you have to keep on going. Keep on putting your head up. Never give up. In anything that you do, never give up. It's not worth it to give up. Just keep on going. And if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel stressed, it's okay to stop and put it down and say, look, I'll attack this from another angle another time. That's perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you need a refresher. Sometimes you need to take a break. You need to take a step back. And when you do take a step back and come back to it like a day later, a few days later, a few hours later even, you'll see things from a different angle like, oh, so that's what it was. I don't know why it was troubling me in the first place. It was such a simple fix. And really that's how it is. You have to adapt to anything. You know, it's up to you and up to you can't be frustrated. I know it's sometimes it's easy to fall into frustration, but sometimes just take a step back. Take a step back and say, look, okay, I've been putting my all into it. It's not working right now. I'll attack this at another time, and that's perfectly okay. It's all about consistency. It's the fact that you're even in that place in the first place. Like that's way better. It's way better than you first began. And that's what you have to do. Just take it day by day. One day you do this, one day you do that, and then you just build on it. You just build on it. Like water drops. You drop you put a drop of water into a bucket slowly and slowly once a day, and soon enough, you will fill that entire bucket full of water. It may not happen that one day, it may not happen that second day, not even that third, not that fourth, maybe not even that week, maybe even not even next week. But with consistency, that bucket will fill up. And that's what you have to apply to other sectors in life. Consistency and never giving up. Even if it's troubling you to the max. Even if you feel like you'd be better off without it. Take breaks. Check on yourself. Check on yourself mentally. It's always important. And once you've given yourself that breather, attack it again from another angle. And then keep on going. And before you know it, you've mastered it. And because you've mastered that, and because you've had that confidence to master that, you can master other things as well. You could even build on top of it. Watch other videos. Tune into other real deep skills. Things like that. Tune into other sectors where it takes a little bit of mastery. Just expand on what you've learned and how hard it was to get there. That's all it is, just expanding on what you've learned before. Just expand. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here with me. I really appreciate your time. I really value your time a lot. And like always, I hope you have a good day, good month, good week, good year, etc., etc., etc. And goodbye.